Scary games tend to force you to run and hide, leaving you feeling vulnerable and have a gaming experience that haunts you long after you play. Now there's a lot more than jump scares and gore. While I have included a few obvious picks like Outlast, you can also expect to find games that use different tactics to raise your heartbeat and get your palms sweating. Hi guys, this is Mr.CanIplay with a list of the best 10 horror games for this year. Now before starting, remember to hit the subscribe button for daily videos of the top 10s of every genre. At number 10 is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now this is an asymmetrical multiplayer style game that we've seen previously in other games, but this one seems to be a bit better than the others. Now despite not being a total horror game, you play as either the survivors or the family members trying to kill the teens. Now the level of detail is largely an appreciation for the film, from the house, the story to escaping the depth of the house and the surrounding fields. I think the biggest hurdle is Leatherface gameplay, because most of us will definitely want to play as him, so if they can make it as interesting as possible, I think this game will have a huge win. But in most multiplayer horrors, you can't play as the big bad guy. Now at number 9 is Resident Evil 4 Remake. Now this is a blast, a great representation of the original game, but with a more mature tone, story and even characters, and a lot of cursing too. Now Leon is more badass, more capable, and the boss fights are interesting and a huge improvement in graphics and gameplay. And I would say this game is a good place to start the Resident Evil series. At number 8 is Silent Hill 2 Remake. Now not much is known other than the reveal trailer. The story will still be intact but with an overhaul combat, and I'm curious to what will be released because the original was unique, and in some remakes it becomes quite difficult to replicate or improve upon what was. At number 7 is Carnival Hunt. Now this is a first-person asymmetrical multiplayer game where you are in a haunted carnival and one person plays as the carnival monster and the other players try to survive as bunnies. Yeah, I know, it's weird, and the catch is the bunnies are wind-up dolls, so all other players need to find keys to wind each other up while avoiding the monster. Now I love games like these which have simple premises. At number 6 is Daymare 1994 Sandcastle. Now this is a prequel to Daymare 1998, which was a bit underrated, and this time they've gone over the top with more action, tech and gadgets, like scanning your environment and fighting against more challenging, scary enemies. Now you are a new protagonist in a top secret military research facility that is full of zombies and monsters. There's action, survival, horror elements and even puzzles to deal with. At number 5 is Outlast Trials. Now this is a multiplayer about going around the saw traps. Now you are in a Cold War era being experimented on, and you can play as a single player or with friends, customizing your characters, but still the Outlast way. It's in early access and the game is good, though I do miss how the previous ones were. At number 4 is Dead Space Remake. Now there is no reinvention or anything in this game except maybe having good graphics, atmosphere, terror and tiny additions that have really heightened the experience. Now it simply is a better way to play the original, a really good representation of a sci-fi action horror survival game. Now Dead Space is like Resident Evil but in a sci-fi mode. At number 3 is Demonologists. This is like Phasmophobia but with better graphics and slow paced. Basically it's up to you to go around identifying what kind of ghost is in that specific place and then exorcise it using some old school tools. Just a simple exorcism in the old fashioned way. Now it has a lot of jump scares and the Unreal Engine 5 doesn't help at all because the experience is even more heightened, but good thing is the availability of a safe house. At number 2 is Amnesia The Banker. Now this is a simple game that stuck to the basics, but a few things were changed. You are trapped in a war bunker with only a pistol and a flashlight that you manually wind up. Now the game is unsettling and the old school settings makes it kind of worse. There are a lot of creepy things after you, the amount of ammo is very limited, and I think this is one of the best horrors for this year. If you haven't checked it out, I do recommend you do. At the top of my list is Alan Wake 2, which I'm really excited about, mostly due to it being a survival horror game. It still maintains its basics, hitting enemies with a flashlight then blasting them, but with more jump scares, better environment and graphics, sound and atmosphere. Now I'm excited for this game and I hope they get everything perfect with this one, with a bigger story, 2 protagonists to players and a lot of mystery to be solved. Now if you enjoyed the video and would like to see more top 10s, then subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, videos released every day.